Congratulations. You signed that contract. Target. You're going to be their supplier. So one of the things that Target's going to ask for is they're going to ask for you to handle EDI. So basically processing documents electronically between your system and theirs. You're going to need to understand while you're looking to process that EDI document, there's different phases of it that you're going to be looking at. If you're new to EDI, of course, you're going to be doing some research on what type of software, how that implementation and the installation is going to be handled. You're going to, of course, have to project plan. You're going to have to look into seeing how you want to send, receive, do all of those things in an electronic form or EDI form. You're going to be looking at doing some training, having some support, talking about EDI, setting up the EDI communication, doing those different pieces, and doing complete end-to-end so that everybody on your team signs off and Target says, hey, we're good. This will limit you from having chargebacks, which of course you don't want to do chargebacks when you're dealing in EDI. That means a loss in revenue. The other thing is you're going to, of course, want to look for document integration because that's going to speed up the process and make things handling a lot easier. So one of the key things that you're going to look at when you're dealing with Target is, guess what? Target doesn't handle their own EDI communication. They've actually outsourced it to a company called Lauren Data. So Lauren Data is going to be one of the first companies that you're going to be dealing with when you go to set up Target. You might not know it, and you might see it as EC Grid, or you might even see Lauren Data, but they're an outside source that actually handles all of the EDI communication for sending documents back and forth. The thing that they're going to look to do is they're going to look to set up what's called AS2, or direct communication between your system and the Target system. And that first communication is going to be dealing with a purchase order. So Target will look to send you a purchase order or an 850 via AS2, so it's direct into your system when you have it integrated. One of the other things that you're going to be looking to do is you're going to be looking to send back a 997 or a functional acknowledgement document, again, via AS2. So AS2 is that direct communication into the Target system and making sure that you've said, hey, we've received that document. A 997 is going to be a document that's always exchanged after an EDI document is sent. So if an 850 is sent to you, you respond back with a 997. The next thing that you're going to be looking at is you're going to be looking at actually sending them a purchase order acknowledgement, which is an 855. This is telling them, hey, on that purchase order that you sent me, we can accept the items. We can accept the ship to that you want it sent to. We can accept the delivery dates, the ship dates, the quantities that you're asking for, even the price. Now, if for some reason you don't accept any piece of that purchase order, well, you can note that in the 855 response back to Target system. So that eliminates having to make a phone call, having to do a fax, having to do those type of things that are outside and cause manual entry throughout the system. One of the things that you might see come back from Target system is an 860 document, which is a purchase order change request. So guess what? They've now said, hey, remember that original purchase order we sent you? Well, we want to increase the quantity, or we want to reduce the quantity, or we had the wrong pricing. We want to change that pricing. So they're going to send you something that's going to come back and tell you that there's been a change to that original purchase order that they sent to you. Along with that, remember, anytime that they sent you a document, you were going to respond with a 997, which is a functional acknowledgement. The next piece that's involved is now you're ready to ship the product. So since you're ready to ship the product, there's going to be an advanced ship notice. That's going to tell them how the product is packaged, where it's being shipped to, where it's being shipped from, various details, the label information that's on the side of that carton or on the pallet, however you're shipping your product to Target. Information is going to be inside of that particular document. In turn, hey, now it's time to get paid. So what are we going to do? We're going to send them an 810 or an invoice. And we're going to detail all the information of what we sent to them. And we're going to say, it's time for you to pay me. So here are the terms in which 10 days, 30 days, whatever you need to do to get us paid, but that's what we're looking for. Target in return might send us an 864 or a text message. Now, a text message can come after the invoice, or it can also come after the 856 if we back up, because That's giving us information as to maybe something we need to change on the 856 or the 810 document. That's going to be contained in that text message. So we want to review that. We want to make sure there's no pertinent information that tells us there's been an error. If there is, we need to correct it, resend that EDI document that they said there was an error with. So that's the way that we're looking at interacting with Target and the Target system, is we're looking to receive a purchase order, lay out our items, lay out the quantity, handle those type of things, send an 855 back, receive maybe an 860, send back an 856, send out an invoice, and maybe receive in throughout there an 864 mixed in. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Jim Gonzalez, EDI Support. We're here to help you out.